Hey, how you going? I'm just going to show you another American football track today called You Know I Should Be Leaving Soon from their first album. Two guitar parts in this track, and they're both in the same tuning. It's standard, except the G string is tuned up to an A. So you've got E, A, D, A, B, E. So there's about 4 parts in this track. Sort of sections, and yeah, I'll talk through each section for each guitar, starting with the first guitar and the first riff that you hear at the start of the song, which is this. So it starts on the A string now, the G string typically, and it's a hammer on from open to the 12th fret, and you do that 2 times. And then open B string, then 7th fret, hammer that on, then open high E, and then 3rd fret on the B string. So that bit. Whoops, sorry. Then back on the G string, you've got a harmonic on the 12th fret, and then same string on the 7th fret. And it does a little pitch bend there as well, which you can get by either doing a neck bend, which is, if you don't know that, you just sort of pull your the neck of your guitar back to raise the pitch a bit, or you can push the string down behind the nut there and raise the pitch. I just do a neck bend for it though. And then it just does this chord here, which is 2nd fret on the A, D and G strings. Bar that with your 1st finger, and then with your 4th finger, or 3rd if you'd prefer, on the D string, 4th fret. And then the top 2 strings open. That's pretty much the riff. It repeats, and the only difference the second time around, it alternates between these 2 bits, is just the harmonics. Instead of doing that on the 7th fret in the pitch bend, it does 7 on the G, B and high E strings. That's the first part. So the second part for the first guitar is this, and this comes in at about 1 minute into the song. So on the G string, 7th fret, and it just slides up and back to the 9th. So you go up, back, and then slide down on the D string, 7th fret, and just sort of, you don't finish anywhere in particular, you just slide down, and then on the A string, 2 pull off to open, and then 3rd fret on the low E string. So far you've got, and then it just does a harmonic 7th fret on the B and G strings, and then that 3rd fret again on the low E, just to give that bass note. So that's the second section, and I'll just play it again. The chord does change beneath this, so there is only one note different. Instead of playing the the G note, the 3rd fret on the low E string, just play the 2nd fret on the low E string. And this happens at about 1 minute 33, I think. So just to show you what that is. So the third section, third little riff, happens at 1:49 and is this. So it's the same riff, just repeated 4 times. And so starting on the G string, 12th fret, pull off to the 9th fret, and then you want to have open B string, open G string, and then pull off from the 9th fret on the G string to open. So you've got, and then you have open B string, 2nd fret on the high E, and then open on the high E. I think that's a pull off. So yeah, you just play that 4 times, and that's the third section. And then the fourth section is just this polyrhythm. Which gets repeated just a lot. So it's just on the B string, 7th fret, play that with your 3rd finger, then 5th fret on the B string, then 5th fret on the high E, then 5th fret on the B again. And you want to pick each individual note for this. You don't want to pull off. There is a harmony that comes over the top of this, which is the same sort of phrasing. So it's just B string, 12th fret. Find my pinkies easiest for this. Then 10th fret, and then 9th fret on the high E. And they play over the top of each other. And yeah, that just plays through till a bit after 2.5 minutes, and then you just repeat back to the first section, and that's all. Yeah, all the first part. So the second guitar, back to the start of the song now, and this starts pretty much right at the start, about 5 seconds in, and is this. So this gets repeated a lot again, and it's mainly open strings, just moving a bass note around. So 4th fret on the A string, and then D, G open, and you want to hold the bass notes down to get them ringing out, and then 2nd fret on the A string, and then open D, G again. And then G, D open, and then D, G, B open, then back G, D, and does a quick little open G again. So this bit through here from the start. Then we get to 3rd fret on the A string, then open D, G, then 2nd fret on the low E, open D, G, and 3rd fret on the low E, open D, G. And then you repeat it again. So I'll play it through slowly. Then repeat there. And this repeats a lot, and you finish on the low E string 3rd fret. Let that ring out for a bit to get into the second section, which happens at about 1 minute. So it's just 2 chords, arpeggiated pretty much. So first chord, it's just fretting that low E string 3rd fret. So again, just all open strings, and the pattern is this. So starting on the 3rd fret on the low E, and then the open strings are D, G, B, G, B, G, D, G, D. So that goes till 1 minute 33. And this is where the chord change happens that I mentioned earlier, where you've got the different bass note in that other riff. And this section is this. So again, we're just holding one chord and picking notes with the right hand. So you want to fret the low E string on the 2nd fret and the B string 2nd fret as well. And then the picking pattern for this, it's low E, D, G, B, G, E, G, B, G, D. And if you want to alternate pick this, probably easiest to do that. So that goes from 133 till 149 when we get into the 3rd section, which is just a couple of chords, and nice and simple again, just fretting one string, so low E on the 7th fret, then 5th fret on the low E, and 3rd fret on the low E. And you want to be playing all the strings, except you want to be muting the A string, so you're just hearing the low E, D, G, B, and the high E. And then from 2 minutes till 2.5 minutes, when this section ends, it just alternates between this chord, so 3rd fret, and all the open strings, muting the A string, and playing that chord that we played earlier in the other section, just arpeggiating it up, just like that. So 2nd fret low E string, D open, G open, 2nd fret B, and high E open, and you can just hear the rhythm of that when you listen to it. And then the very final thing to learn is just the small chord that leads back to the first section at about 2.5 minutes. So it's kind of just like your regular A minor shape moved over 2 frets. So it's high E is open, then I use my middle finger, 3rd fret on the B string, and then pinky and 3rd finger in the 4th fret on the G and D strings, and you kind of want to it's kind of in a triplet or something, but yeah, you'll just hear it when you listen to it, and that's when that bit comes back in. But that's all the parts to this track from American Football. So if you've got any questions, just let me know below. Yeah, hope you enjoy playing it. See you next time.